place in the valley. Is it Gilbert? Is it Glendale? No, it's right here in Apache Junction. And what do we have to show for it? Yes, it's a nice life here. Everybody lives here for a reason. We all like it. But it can be so much better. We were just recently voted one of the best places to retire in the whole United States. Let's make it one of the best places to live in the whole United States for everybody. And that's what I'd like to do. I'm running a positive campaign on what I have done, what I've accomplished, and what I want to do. I'm not running against anybody, especially the council. In the past 2 elections, there's been people trying to block other candidates. And then when you all get seated, I will have to, if I become mayor, I'll have to work with every one of you. And I want a good relationship, and I want to be able to guide you and you come to me. I don't want there to be any animosity like there has been in the past. So that's the kind of mayor that I would be. And pro-business, I don't like raising taxes all the time. If we generate our own tax money, we don't have to. There's a lot of things we could be going after. Going after grants, easing regulations. We have eased them a lot. It could still be a little friendlier process. There's a few faces of the city. When you come in, you see the police department, you see Parks and Rec, you see the city clerk's office. Is that it? And I just want to make it friendly, useful. What can we do to make this happen? Not what can we do to stop it?
Okay, tell me 2 minutes, so I've got it kind of timed, I think. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Robin Barker. I have lived, worked, played, volunteered in this community for the last 45 plus years. I'm currently the vice mayor and I am a local business owner. I want to remain on the city council in order to continue to help plan for responsible, quality, balanced growth and to help position the city to become economically sustainable. Change is not coming, folks, it's already here. And the community has to be proactive and embrace it while still retaining the local flavor. Business and residential development methods and needs have changed. I support the effort to update zoning codes, ordinances, and policies to accommodate new practices and types of development, as well as the efforts of the Recreation Department to improve the quality of life in this community, because that will attract more full-time residents, it will attract more winter residents, it will attract more tourists. And that in turn will create an economic stability for our businesses and establish a climate for new enterprise. My goal is to continue and to increase the effort of actively promoting the city on a regional level through our partners at MAG, GPEC, East Valley Partnership, Canal Partnership, etc., and the Office of Tourism, as well as to maintain an open dialogue with the state land and the legislature to find a method to simplify the acquisition of the state land to the south. I will work to increase the opportunities through the city to rehab businesses, to promote new businesses, and new residential growth. However, if this community does not embrace Proposition 410, home rule, much of the progress and many of the proposals that you will hear tonight will not come to fruition. The loss of Proposition 410 will mean the closure of the library, the GMC, or the MGC, excuse me, most of the recreation programs, etc. It will reduce the city staff to a skeleton crew, and we will be forced to simply maintain. So I would love to have your vote. If not for me, at least please vote yes on home rule. Thank you.
I don't usually use a mic, so I won't use one this time.
I can't hear you, man.
Oh, you'll be able to hear me.
I can't take notes.
Oh, you can't take, oh, okay, so we'll get started now. My name is Joe Derbala. I've been on the council back in 1995 and 2003. While I was on the council, just to give you some ideas of some of the things I did so you know that I am forward-looking. First off, I was the one that actually got the landfill pushed for the community here. which has been a lifesaver for us. I also got an ordinance called SOB passed. I seen, which is a sexually oriented business. I seen somebody wrote a letter into the editor saying, how come we have no sexual businesses in the community? Well, that was done because there were too many at that time that were trying to move into the community. Now, as far as looking forward towards the future, I would like to see us keep that landfill, number one. Number two, that money that we give to the airport every year, which is $150,000. I understand we already forgave them a $600,000 debt, forgave the city council did. Why are we forgiving debts when we got to raise sales taxes? It makes no sense to me. There's something's on the back foot in there. The other things that I would like to see done, I would like to see the city do a little bit more on the sign ordinances, which I did work on very heavily when I was on there. I never got it passed, but I would have loved to have seen it passed. And hopefully whoever gets on there does this, that we take all the businesses in the community and we say, look, for 1 year, we want you to come in compliance with our sign ordinances. If you do, there will be no fee to that business. No charge for us to come out and check for the safety, to put in the new items that they need to put in, such as electricity and that. This is one way to get the downtown to actually focal and look like it's something instead of going down there looking like you're in 6 different towns before you get to the end of the street. The other thing is that $150,000 that we're paying, the $150,000 that we're paying every year to the airport authority to protect their 10,000 acres over there for development. I would like to see that come back to the city and used for 2 new police officers, as far as paying for 2 vehicles and 2 police officers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Peter Heck. And I think since I am not currently an incumbent to the council, I think it's important to be able to understand a little bit about my background and what I can bring to the city council. First off, I run a business here in Apache Junction. I've been the executive director of the Brookdale Senior Living Community for the past 8.5 years. I've also spent 6 years on the board of directors of the Apache Junction Chamber of Commerce. 5 of those years on the executive council, 1 year as board chair. Also currently a commissioner on the Planning and Zoning Commission. I think that's been about 3.5 years. I'm also on the board of the Friends of Lost Dutchman State Park. So I think I've put a lot of time in. I think I understand some of the challenges. I've also been very supportive of the city and its efforts. I make certain to allocate resources from my community or my company to support the city. We sponsor a number of events that the city holds, along with the Chamber of Commerce. We are a primary sponsor for the Chamber of Commerce. You know, a lot of people talk about stuff that they would like to do and would do. I believe a lot of times that it's what you do that matters, not what you say. I believe I have really demonstrated that I care about the city and I really want to see it move forward. In terms of critical issues or primary issues as I see them, certainly one is the economic development. Having spent all the time on the chamber board that I did and now on the planning and zoning, I recognize that this is an issue that we must continue to strive to become more business friendly. And there are some areas that we can do that, and we have to. We have to make certain that we are doing everything we can to be appealing to businesses, create the business relationships that will help foster the future and be able to allow us to appeal and to have appeal to the to local or to potential businesses. And the tourism. I do believe very strongly that one of the key things in this city is tourism. I know we do a phenomenal job, but I think there's some things we can do relative to expanding the horizon, maybe seeing how we can create partnerships and broaden the area where we have our appeal. Okay. Again, thank you very much for the opportunity to share with you.
Good evening. Can you hear me okay? My name is Wayne Standage. I moved back over to this side of the valley about 11.5 years ago and got involved doing things for the community. I've been on 11 different boards, commissions, and nonprofits, just doing things for the betterment of our community. So you understand, I'm also retired. So that gives me the time to do some of this stuff. Now, 9 years I've been with Parks and Rec, working with Jeff Bell, and we've been working with BLM, Bureau of Land Management, and state land on the issues that involves our open space. So I've been working on that issue. I've served on numerous committees and commissions. The thing we need to realize is Apache Junction is not a small town on a highway in the middle of the desert anymore. We are now part of the East Valley urban area. I mean, it is houses all the way up to the mountain itself. And this is just, come on, it's been here for a long time. We gotta remember, we can't go back to the past. We've gotta work with the East Valley, like East Valley Partnership, MAG, like Robin had mentioned, working with them. There's also, for my case, there's friends who are with the police departments, sheriff's office of Maricopa County, which we need to have a good working relationship with. So I bring a lot of knowledge and contacts with other areas that we need to work with. That's about all I need to say right now. I'll stop.